Hi folks, Sprue and Glue here at the bench. As I promised in my last stream, I have a what's in the box for you. So without further ado, I would like to say thank you to Aisha Naeem for the wonderful donation that she made, and I'd like to show everybody what that donation purchased for a future build only, no paint, no glue, well, I say no glue, there may be glue, but there's definitely no paint. I'll paint this off stream, that way I can take a lot more detailed care in the construction of this item. So thank you to Aisha once again, and here we go. A what's in the box from Aisha, and this is what your donation purchased. It's a 1/350th scale Thunderbird 2 from Adventures in Plastic, AIP, and you'll notice from the box it's the transparent Thunderbird 2. I paid less than £35 for this. I put a bit of money to it to get this, but I paid just under £35 for this particular kit. So yeah, let's get in the box. Put that to one side and go through the box art first, I think, because I think it'll be a little more convenient. Let me just remove my wedges and my anti-glares. So as you can see, the box is quite cleverly disguised as old style TV set from the 60s, I believe, and you've got the usual age warnings and whatnots to go with it, with a wonderful picture there of Tracy Island, and on the other side, on both sides, it's pretty much the same as the lid, and there's TB2 in action with the pod, and you actually get 2 pods with this and a rescue vehicle set, and the box says Thunderbird 2 and rescue vehicle set. The clear fuselage and 2 pods enable the modeler to produce a visible Thunderbird 2. Once constructed and with engines, the cockpit and the pod internals painted, these normally hidden featured will be on view. The kit includes a selection of ground-based pod vehicles as seen in the original TV series, consisting of the Mole, Firefly ×2, 4 elevator cars from Trapped in the Sky, a very good show that one was, a transmitter truck from the Sun Probe, the excavator from the Martian Invasion, a recovery vehicle ×2 from Pit Peril, and Domo, the Duchess Assignment, and a fire truck, a security hazard. The pod vehicles are moulded in multicolour, and it says at the end Fab 1. So there we go, look at that, eh? It's a nice bit of box art, that's very cleverly thought up. Oh, here we go, right in the top of the box, a nice sticker. Well, we all like a nice sticker, don't we? So that's another one to my collection, and I will arrange to have that fitted. First and foremost, let's have a look at these clear parts. Seeing as how they're on top, now I'll just get my knife, and I'm not going to take take them out and leave them out. I'm taking them out and then I'm going to put them back in. Now that looks nice. That is very nice. A little bit of cleaning up to be done, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. That's nice. That's where it's come off the sprue before being bagged. Yeah, I should be able to get that out and polish it back in. Should be okay. Looks rather nice though. I'll leave that sitting there like so. You can all have a gander, and then here we go. The main fuselage. Excuse the rustle, but I wanted you to see it being opened as much as I wanted to open. Now look at the detail in that. Obviously, that's a bit of a annoyance. They've actually printed 1/350th TV2 on there with the mould number. Yeah, injection marks there. Luckily they're on the inside, so any clean-up work can be done from the inside. That's that one. And then we have the lower half, and once again they've put the part numbers in, which is annoying. A bit of flash there. That's where it's come off the sprue. Yeah, not too bad so far. Nothing drastic, I would say, but I'm just going to put that back in its bag. And as you can see, just fold it in so that it keeps it safe and protected. Put them two together for now. And then I can put them together in the bag. So it goes together quite nicely actually. Looking at that. Looks really, really nice. Very impressed. No matter what kit you get, you're always going to get mould injection points. Always, unfortunately, unless they're produced through a resin printer. And I don't think they do things like this in clear at the moment on a resin bed. So here we have the main body section of the TV2. It's the pods, and it's sellotape in a plastic bag this time. So we'll open this and have a look at these pieces. I'm not too happy that whoever's packed these has packed them two in one bag, because anybody that's anybody knows that these can get quite easily scratched with rubbing together in a bag, and as you heard, they were quite loose. But no, nothing drastic there. All the TVs are genuine markings are all over this. It is really, really good how it's been done actually. They moulded it really well. And obviously they're hatch markings for the hanger. And there is your canopy glass just there, and a little piece there that goes on one of the vehicles that you get with the kit, obviously. Probably Thunderbird 4 if it's here. That might be for Thunderbird 4. So yeah, that's quite nice, but I'm not going to put them both back in the same bag. I will get a second bag for this one, keep it safe and away from getting scratched. Now the second 2 sprues in this bag. And yeah, very nice work on these. But again, in fact there's 3 sprues in this bag. Yeah, there we go. So we'll look at this one first. These are the internals for Thunderbird 2. There's the rear firewall, there's the main firewall between the pod and the cabin, the control panel for the cabin into the pod, between the pod and the cabin controls. They look like they're the thrusters that sit in the wing on the rear of the Thunderbird model itself. They're the thrusters. They're the extending legs there, all 4 of them. They're the feet. And these would be the engines themselves that you see at the back of the Thunderbird 2 from the outside. That's the housing for the thrusters. That's quite badly scratched, that piece. That's not impressive. Very badly scratched actually. That's got to be polished up. That to me would be the launch ramp for the pods, or the floors for the pods. These, they made the floors for the pods. So I'll put that one over there. And talking of pods, here we go. There's the pod base, the internals for the pod base, and we have an excavator. They're the arms and pneumatics for the excavator scoop, and there's the excavator and tractor unit itself. There's the ramp main door for the pod, and they're the rollers for the pods, just there. So, and you get 2 of these. There's the second one. It's very, very good how it's been done, to be honest. I do like. I'm going to put those reverse to each other so that the outsides don't get scratched. That's quite nice, that. I like that. I like really much. I'll put them 2 in there, but I'm not going to put the 3rd one in there. I don't want that getting scratched either, any more than it has been. Okay, so now we go to the interior detail. Let me just get rid of this rubbish. So here's a bit more detail for the paint, as they say. So what I might actually do is prime all this ready for paint, and then do some of the paint on stream. There's the mould. We all enjoyed watching this crawl out of the pod itself, and if you look here, this is where the pilot sits. That's the main cockpit area, and underneath, if if you look back over the years, in one of the episodes, a missile came out of Thunderbird 2, and that's the missile bay there. And these are the engines. Very, very nicely detailed. A few parts on there that I'm unsure of what they are. But that's the nuclear generator that powered Thunderbird 2. That's all this. Fairly detailed piece of kit. Very nice. Been dying to get this kit open. So I'll put that back in its bag, and now we go to the rescue kit. The colours are a bit gaudy, I think, on these, but that's what it was back in the day. So I'm assuming that why is that interlocked and with what? There we go. So these are the elevator cars, and these were used to rescue the aircraft, and they were done remotely, with the exception of elevator car 1. Elevator car 1 was controlled by one of the Tracy brothers, and as you can see, there is 4, and all 4 were used. Excuse me, in the episode. There we go, and that's all 4 elevator cars, and it was 1 under either wingtip, 1 under the belly, and then 1 under the nose cone of the aircraft, which was the remote control elevator. And one of the, which one was it? This one blew out, so it left 3 elevator cars to bring this aircraft to a stop, and this wingtip was dragging on the floor, and it was because of the bomb on board, I believe. I don't know, was it a bomb? I can't quite remember, but yeah, and it's 10 stages to an elevator car. So you've got set of wheels 1, set of wheels 2, then you have the pneumatics for the elevator bed, and then you've got, what's that, a flat tyre there. That's a flat tyre. So if you wanted to recreate the fact that one of the wheels had blown, you could. I'm not quite sure what that little piece is, but it's obviously something. There's the main body, and that's the main bed of the car itself. Very, very nice. So that's those. I'm not too worried about getting those scraps, to be honest. As long as they're not gouged, they can all go back in the bag, like so. And then we have another rescue pack. And this one contains several items. So here we have a fire truck. Yes. And in fact there's 2 vehicles here. One is the fire truck, and one is Looks like the radar unit. Yes, they're identical sprues, them two. One in red and one in blue. So, yeah, the fire truck and the radar truck down the bottom here. Wow. What's this? Oh, that's a part of the radar truck and a piece of the fire truck. And these are the pneumatics and fire control arms. So like this is where the foam came out of the fire control system. That's what that's for. And then here we have 1, 2, 3 vehicles. So this is going to be one awesome build. Very, very nice. And the detail on these, even though they're so small, the detail is there to be found. They just look like pins on camera on there. I don't know if you can see that, but I don't know if the camera will pick that up. They're actually quite, they've got a ring within a ring, so to speak, on the tops. So they're actually quite detailed, along with the wheels. They're not just blobs or round discs. They are wheels on wheels with a pinpoint wheel. So they've gone to town with this kit. So hats off to the guys that did this. I'm wondering what that is. That's got to be the radar or something. Still, we'll find out. I can put things like this together on stream, so it's not a problem. But when it comes to the clear parts, I won't be doing those on stream. But you will get to see the finished product. That's for definite. And obviously you're going to get instructions within the box. As you can see, 4 cars, 2, oh, 1. Ah, oh, I see. Oh, cool. So there we go. So there's a layout of the instruction sheet, and here's a layout of all your parts. So here you've got your Domo parts and your fire truck parts, your elevator cars ×4, and then it's not telling me what the other sets of vehicles are here, but no doubt it will further in. And as you can see, it's clear and precise as to where what is going. There's your nuclear reactor. That's obviously all the lower couplings for the nuclear reactor. The engines are in 2 halves. There's 2 engines, so that's 4 parts to your engines internally. Your cockpit, your main body, and then your living quarters with the missile bay. And here is your detail of paint and decal placements for each individual piece that you're putting into the TB2. And on this particular piece here, it says that they have to be matched in the housing, so you need to gently bend this particular piece here and here at this point here. So yeah, it's very, very good how they've gone to town on this. And then you've got the rear engine assembly area, and that is what I thought was in the pod, and it isn't. It's the rear engine assembly that is actually scratched. So I've got to pay particular attention to get that all cleaned up and back to where it should be. And then obviously you've got your thrusters and your intakes, and there's the actual workings of the engines themselves for the thrusters. And then you've got your windows, your radar dish that goes in the TB2 itself. Now the engines on the internals for the main thruster units are a decal, purely because it's a perspex piece. So they've given you decals for the rear thrusters, and then here we have the assembly of the pods with the mobile labs inside. That was the piece I couldn't think what it was called. The mobile lab. Each pod had a mobile lab, and then pieces what to paint and what not to paint. And then you've got the mole, excavator, and here you've got the domo, which, if you don't know what it is called demolition and object moving operator. Basically it's a bulldozer with fancy magnets. If you remember, the magnet couplers used to fire out the end of the armatures and stick on to whatever it was they were trying to get rid of. And then here we've got the mobile transmitter truck here, and then you've got your fire truck with its foam hose and Firefly. Who can forget the old Firefly? And then here you've got the magnetic tow trucks, and this kit includes 4 optional burst tyres. Now I think that is a classy piece of history piece there. That to me reminds me of this program, because that's the first thing I remember of Firefly, of the excavators, was these flat tyres. It was brilliant how they actually did this program. It really was. And that is your call out for your decals, and it also lists here, which is also a good thing, lists here the pod numbers for which vehicles. So that's a good touch. I do like that. Did I see them all? Yes, but I didn't see a Thunderbird 4. Oh, that's a bit of a... Oh, wow. They could have done a Thunderbird 4 in it. But hey, you can't get everything. Got the mole, and it was well known. So, there we go. And the mole was... the pods were... The fire truck was pod 1. The domo was pod 3. The elevator cars were also pod 3. The mole was pod 3 or 5. Firefly was 3 or 6. The excavator was pod 5. The recovery vehicle was pod 5. And the transmitter pod was the transmitter truck was pod 6. And Thunderbird 4, can anybody guess what pod Thunderbird 4 came out of? I think it goes without saying what pod number 4 came out of. Okay, so, and finally, in the bag itself, in the box rather, we have the decals. So let's have a look at these wonderful, wonderful things. So these here are for your rescue pack, and there's some really nice delicate little decals on here, and obviously these are the elevator car numbers, and you've got your international rescues, and you've got your keep clears and whatnots on there. That's nice. I do like that little touch. And then you've got your pod markings here, so you've got what pod you're going to use. That's obviously for the stand, if you're going to use one, that there. And then you've got your flash markings there for your ramp and the rear end of the pod. And then lo and behold, there we go, the famous TB2 markings. And these here are what I was telling you about, the engine modules that go inside the rear caps that were obviously red at one point in the program. Don't know if I'm going to put those on or leave them clear. These will be going on. Very detailed, very nice, and they look rather tidy. A lot of thought gone into the kit. Was a pre-order, but for a pre-order I got it surprisingly quick, so I think the pre-order sort of went out the window, and I missed the launch date obviously, but I was lucky to get one, because I tried to get one from the usual channels and couldn't, and I went through a model store online and got it that way. So there we go, a wonderful, wonderful piece of television history for you all to enjoy. Like I say, I'll do what I can online build wise, and the rest I will build and keep you informed as to what I'm doing with the said kit. And if I'm not building some of this, then obviously I'll have another build going at the same time. So keep your eyes peeled, guys, keep your eyes peeled. Thank you very much for watching. Please share the video out, hit the like and subscribe as usual, and thank you to all my followers. And once again, many thanks to Aisha for the wonderful donation that helped to get the Thunderbird 2 transparent kit. Thank you very much to you all for watching. Bye bye, take care, see you soon.